right, hello everyone. I figured I would just do a little basic demo introducing us to the supplies and their use, which of course we will find out the majority of how these things work through exploration. So primarily, and that's the point of the first assignment, is just start making marks and start figuring out how you feel these materials move and work for you. Because, you know, I can tell you their intended use up and down and sideways, but it really matters how you use them. As we know, the most successful artists are ones that threw the guidebook out the window. So I'm just sort of giving you a basic introduction to how to use some of these things. I'll start with a fun one. Let's look at kneaded erasers. As you can see, I've got a nice old one that was floating around. Found it under my heater this morning. It's got some cat hair on it, but you know what? It still works. I just wanted to bring that out to you to just sort of show you the difference between one that's been used a lot and one that I just bought. This one is super easy to pull apart. This is the fun thing about kneaded erasers. Every time they get dirty, and hopefully dirty with graphite or charcoal rather than cat hair, or floor dirt, you just knead it, you know, pull it, squeeze it, bop it, and see it change before your eyes. Looks great, right? This one is brand new. I mean, I've used it once, but oh my God. Oh, okay. Knock some stuff out over here. This is a lot harder to knead than my old one. And so that's something that you'll run into if you're working with a new kneaded eraser. It's really kind of difficult. It gives you a nice little hand workout, but it still functions the same way. As soon as it picks up graphite, you can, or too much graphite to the point that it's got like a shimmery, like sheen of black on it in whatever way you've been using it, whether it be like flatter or like at a point. You can just knead it and all that graphite will just kind of go away magically into the eraser. So as you can see here, I kneaded it into a point, so we'll do a little example. Just take a pencil here. This is a 4B. And I can take my little kneaded eraser. They don't work as well with pencils because obviously the more hard a pencil is, the more it's going to sort of adhere to the page and not want to be picked up. But as you can see, you know, the kneaded eraser picked up, you know, a good amount. I was working with a darker or softer pencil. This one, I need to sharpen this. This one's an 8B. If I use this on its flat side, notice how it just sort of picks up some of that tone. So, you know, it's a really useful tool. You know, I would have friends do stuff like this and laugh about how the kneaded eraser just picks it right up. So the kneaded eraser is awesome. It picks up tone. Block eraser, I don't think I need to demo that for you guys. It has a finer edge, so it's better at picking up details. It can stand up a lot more to pencil as opposed to charcoal. I mean, it obviously still can erase charcoal, but this one's better at picking up charcoal. So I just have a very basic block here. Now, I really couldn't tell you what I'm working with because I had a friend who would work at Artists and Craftsmen, and he would just get all these boxes of broken charcoals, and then I just inherited them, which is so fantastic. But yeah, I mean, I've been at this for a while, so my supplies are a bit more ragged, I'm sure, than y'all's. All right, and I'll show you guys. This is my powdered charcoal. I got it for free at the end of one of my semesters at school. So when you open it up, it's going to smoke a little bit, which is fun. But, you know, it's messy. I mean, look at it. It's messy. We're going to be using this to do primarily eraser drawings, and we also might tone the backgrounds of our final piece using this. So what I like to do is either grab a tissue or a paper towel, whatever you got. And you can either pick some up on the paper towel itself or knock it onto your page and just sort of tone. You can tone like that, you could tone like this, you know, experiment with it. And, you know, this is another application of the kneaded eraser. It's awesome for this. I mean, how cool is that, right? So we're gonna kind of like take this concept much further. Powdered charcoal is awesome. I honestly don't use it enough. I'm a really big fan of covering vast areas with color or charcoal or tone, as opposed to leaving white areas, because I just really think that that's what gives art a more finished look. Drawings in particular really shouldn't have too much white space. Charcoal are great for the fact that you can use the side. I mean, who doesn't love just slashing? I mean, so many different ways of utilizing charcoal. I love charcoal. Love charcoal. All right, and now I need to find. There's vine charcoal as well that I personally love, because I believe that it is just absolutely perfect for the type of work that I mostly focus in, which is like gestural drawings and figure drawings. Oops. It's fantastic. I mean, this stuff just wipes out so easily. So they come in these little bits. You know, they're just so great. You know, just draw something quickly. Oh, that note, you know, just experiment with it, you know? Oh, I don't like that. Oh, you know, let's try again. You know, it's fantastic. You can just sort of over and over and over and over and over and over. This is great for the preliminary parts of a drawing. You can use them on their sides. Like most charcoal, when you first go to use it on its side, it doesn't really want to. You kind of have to like break the external layer. So, you know what? I didn't vibe with that. Let's just tone this all out. I mean, vine charcoal is fantastic. I just love its ability to be fluid. So vine charcoal is my personal favorite. It's really great for getting like quick gestures of the human body. You know, you can really just do a lot in a little amount of time. So, yeah, I like vine charcoal. It's my fave. That probably looks like an absolute mess to you guys, but you get the you catch the drift. And then we have got, let's see. So many other little doodads to show you. Oh yeah, I've got a couple of these little blending tools. I have a large one as well. You know, here's a little example. Look at what it did to that. So, you know, as you can imagine, if you're going for like a hyper-realistic like portrait of somebody, a blending tool is going to be great for that. Oh, here's an old drawing I started of myself a long time ago. Perfect. You know, Oh, let me just go in with my blending tool and get some of those skin tones a little bit more even. Works on graphite, definitely, but as you can see, it's not making much progress with this drawing. Definitely work. I like these for charcoal, but to be honest, I don't use these that much. If I'm blending, I'm probably going to be using either paper towel, honestly, tissue, because it's even softer, or my own finger. I mean, I know that sounds really silly, but I once had a drawing instructor tell me that when you put your fingers on your drawing, that you're just like putting like an ugly fingerprint on it. Like, when you see like a glass that somebody didn't wipe down enough and it's got fingerprints all over it, like how unappetizing that is. So he really didn't like using fingers, but let's be real. I mean, it's whatever is going to be the most accessible for you to achieve is what you should do, because as we know, what holds us back primarily in creating art is this idea that everything that we have to create has to be like absolutely perfect. And it's kind of painstaking, right? Like sometimes you just get so stuck and you're like, well, I'm not doing this right and I'm not doing that right. And, the negative sort of mentalities about what you're doing just take over. I find that if I eliminate the amount of steps that it takes to get to the actual creation, the better that I feel, and therefore, because I didn't waste my time. And then, therefore, the better that my drawings come out, So, yeah, I'm not looking at my reference photo right now, obviously. This is, like, an ancient photo of myself. But as you can see, the blending tool's cool. So that's a little bit about that. I can probably talk to you guys as well about Conte crayons. Conte crayons, which are not really a crayon. I guess because they have wax in them, they are technically a crayon. I don't really know how that works. All I know is that they're pretty and they come in colors that are nice, like those orange tones that you saw. There's pinks, there's white, of course. And, you could, of course, leave it to me to potentially not have any. I could have sworn that I had some. But, I might have to run out and get them. Let's see. Oh. Here we go. I found one. If you could even call it that. Found one, and then I believe that this one is one as well. It might not be, but either way, Conte crayon. They can have a waxy exterior sometimes, so it's a good idea to take a scrap piece of paper and kind of, take the edges off a little bit, because they can have almost like a coating that will make it hard for you to get even color. So yeah, these are great I find them great for portraiture. They blend, oh my God, they blend incredibly if that is what you like. You can just sort of see, how these work. I love using the side of my charcoal, more than the tip, because I come from a painting background, and even in painting, I work larger. So, using the sides of charcoal it just feels right to me, because it's similar to painting. I mean, we're going in on these values. So yeah, I kind of like to go through, when I'm just doing a drawing from imagination, I like to imagine where my light source is. So here I imagined it just kind of above the head somewhere. As you can see, I've got the eye sockets shadowed under the cheekbones, under the nose, under the lips, and under the chin. And, this is not proportionally accurate, but this is fun, Imagined drawings are really great. Sometimes it's nice to, give yourself a break from always using a reference image. Just, you know, just trying something for the sake of trying it. Get familiar with what these tools really do, you know? Yeah, her chin's a little bit short, but hey, maybe this is a child and they just have a round face. Or maybe it's just someone with a shorter head. That's cool. You know, think about the three-dimensionality of what it is that you are trying to capture. That's good enough for now. I'll show you. I'll go in with my blending tool. Let's see. I want to blend out the cheeks. Nope, that's not a mustache. That is shadow. I think a lot of softness around the eyes can be really nice. Like if there is a focus on a portrait, it makes sense for it to be the eyes, although sometimes it can be really awesome to put the focus somewhere else, like on the lips, and have the eyes be sort of less in focus. So yeah, let's try that. The bridge of her nose would come out like that. Every now and then, give your drawing a and blow some of that extra pigment that comes off out. So here, because of the light source, you know, I'm really thinking about her upper lip would kind of like be in shadow. The bottom lip is the one that would probably protrude more from the upper lip, so that's going to catch some light. So let me come in with an eraser of your choosing. And let's just remove some of this right there. We want to be a nice juicy lip. And like right up on the top here, we'll get like some of this going. Oh, let's see if we can take away some of the shadow that I put under the chin to extend. You guys might get a sense too that this is a lot like sculpting. Taking away and adding on. I mean, yeah, adding on is definitely a form of sculpting for sure. So that's really sweet. I mean, this came out kind of cute. You can really see, and like it's kind of cool to just like lose space if you really just don't know what's going on over here. Maybe her hair came down. It's fun, right? So there's a lot you can do with Conte, and it's just pretty. So that's just a little demo for you guys. There's definitely more to go over, but we'll just like start with that, like as just a general introduction to some of our materials. We'll obviously talk a lot more in class about how these work. All right, I got zoned right out working on this. Wasn't really expecting to launch into a real drawing. Hey, isn't it fun when you realize you surprised yourself with something you kind of like? That, my friends, is a win in my book. Surprise yourself with something you think looks remotely good, and you're doing great. So thank you guys. This has been a short demo, and I'll see you for class soon.